Good morning. So the project which we are working on is analysis of mobile app usage. The status of the project is on track, and I'm accompanied by Akashdeep Singh, Rahul Maneria, and Obianju. Next slide, please. So the objective is that we are analyzing your mobile app behavior, uh, doing surveys, unique trends, and different geographic groups. We have downloaded the customer data and we are analyzing that. The main deliverables of the project is the methodology and analysis project and the findings we have, how people use the apps. Next slide, please. So myself, Mandeep, I have BTech in computer science. Opianju has graduated in microbiology. Akashdeep has mechanical degree in automation, and Rahul Maneria has degree in BTech and has 2 years of experience in data science field. Next slide, please. So this is how univariable distribution shows. Android has the most users, followed by Apple, and the trend slowly decreases with Nokia, Samsung, BlackBerry, and Windows. Android tops at 1,600 users. After this, I would like to call upon Rahul Maneria to continue forward.
Thank you so much, Mandeep. So after this, basically we have done univariate analysis. There were basically many columns like finding the app, what was the reason for customers to find the app, what was the reason for them considering the app to download it, then type downloaded, reason for download, and all those kind of stuff. So we have done basic univariate analysis on top of it. So I'll quickly jump into the code and just show you right here. So here we can see that finding the app distribution, that is how did customer basically find the app. So here we can see that basically 47% of the whole data customer has randomly searched what they were searching for and found the app. Then talking about the considering the app, that okay, customer has found the app. Now will the customer download it or no? What would be the factors affecting him, forcing him to download it? So 73% of the whole data was reviews, that what the customer do is find the app and then go and just search for reviews, what is the reviews of the app, and then consider downloading it, followed by others and frequently downloaded. Then reason for download, so 53% of the customers download it for a purpose, and followed by entertainment 32%, and then others. Type downloaded. So here we know that basically, surprisingly, what we personally thought is that entertainment apps are the most downloaded, but utility apps like calculator and measurement apps, those apps are downloaded most, which is 68%, then followed by entertainment and productivity and others. And talking about the other columns, so here we can see that we have plotted the employment status distribution, and here we can see that the full-time students or full-time job people were the most who were downloading the apps, or were the most who were who have participated in this survey. And then talking about the level of education, so here we can see that undergraduates are the most who have participated in the survey. Sex distribution is nothing but how many of them are female and male. So 48% male and 51% female. Age distribution, here we can see that mostly the age ranges between 20 to 40. So that is the around mean. And here we can see that it is a little bit leftly skewed, which is of course in age distribution or mobile usage, because the older age people don't really use that much apps, right? And then talking about the marital status, the married ones are the most one who were downloading the apps. And then top 10 nationalities, here we can see that Chinese people were the most who have participated in this survey, or according to our data, if we consider it as a population data, although it is just a sample data, very small sample data, but if we consider it as a population data, then Chinese were the one who have participated most in the survey, and then followed by Canadian, Brazilian, Indian, and like that. Then talking about let's just quickly jump into the presentation. Here we can see that we have done the bivariate analysis. So big five personality distribution as compared. So here we can see that what was their count. So unspecified, that was the most, and then followed by C, A, O, E. So these are nothing but their personality, what kind of personality people have, right? And then talking about bivariate analysis. So here we can see that the app store preference by gender. So basically here we can see that the males tend to prefer more Nokia and Windows, while female prefers more Apple and Android. Here we can clearly see the distribution that in Nokia, males are more as compared to female, right? So this is a very interesting site right here. And talking about the recent occupation, so utility, I'm sorry. The graph showed that about 70% of the occupation is downloaded for utilities, and fewer for entertainment. So that's what we have done in Univirate as well. That 70% of the data was utility and other, then followed by entertainment. And then reason for downloading followed by gender. If we see it, we have noticed that female has downloaded more apps for entertainment. Here clearly we can see it as compared to males. So female are those who are downloading entertainment apps more. The reason for deleting the app, according to marital status, whether married people are deleting more apps or downloading more apps, that also we have seen that the married people are tend to delete more app as compared to the single ones. Then talking about the bivariate analysis, here is the basic distribution between the personality traits and what was their reason for delete. So per person with single trait tend to delete more app for various reasons as compared to multiple trait. So this is what we found out of this insight. From the next slide, I will hand it to Uju. She will explain that what we have done next. Uju, you can take over.
Thank you, Rahul. So here we enter multivariate analysis where we compare more than two columns of variables. And first, we are able to compare for nations, and but we discovered something that most people are resident in another nation and they are contributing to their number. So because of that, we now sieved the data into the people from that particular country that are into that country that participated in the survey. And for that, we are able to get only these few countries that are in the middle. So we are able to check. And in that, China, Canada was still leading. But we now discovered that people that participated in the survey, China is the highest, followed by Canada, Brazil, and Australia. And if you observe, and these are the people that are showing here that are leading in the usage of the app. So because of that, we now drill down to do the proportion of, by the states, proportion of number of people that participated in the states to the number of the usage. So it gave us the actual reality. Next slide. So this is the one that showed the proportion, and to our greatest surprise, it is still giving us the same feedback that China and Canada with Brazil and Australia are still leading in the usage, download, and the reason for the app usage. Next slide. So here we entered into another aspect of multivariant analysis where we analyzed the big personality traits and the countries with the app, the type of app they are downloading. And we're able to realize that utility app and entertainment app are more frequently downloaded by these countries and for almost all the personality traits. So it will better suit the developers for them to know the majority app they should be doing that is going to gain more favorable customers. Next slide. So here we entered into hypothesis testing, where we are able to check the significance between the sex and reason for download. First, we use chi-square, where we are able to detect that the p-value is less, but chi-square wasn't very much enough for it to convince us, for us to take the results of the hypothesis testing. We now concluded it with the Krukal-White's test that also gave us the same feedback. So at the end of these two types of tests, we're able to conclude that there's a significant difference between sex and reason for download. Next slide. So here we are able to do feature engineering for us to compare and know the exact columns that we are going to use for our clustering, which is the next phase of our analysis. So, and it's going to inform us on the better columns that are more related and the patterns are more likely to be clustered together. So here we are able to dictate that age and country of residence are more related to reason for download. So we are going to cluster these columns together for us to check their trends, and likewise other ones that is showing. Next slide. So here we did also the same thing of the same columns, but we are trying to confirm it using the chi-square score, which gave almost the same thing. So the result of these two is going to give us the exact thing that we are going to use for the clustering that we are going to do in the next phase. So here I'm going to give to my colleague Akash to take over. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Abhyanuji. So regarding this feature engineering, so additionally I also add one more thing regarding the heat maps. So there's a relationship between big five personality traits and different target using the in which we visualize by using heat maps. So the heat map confirmed that the certain features were consistently important across multiple targets. If both the mutual information and chi-square suggested the same variable, then we confirmed as it is a preferred variable. So to clarify these, targeted columns are a reason for download and reason for delete in this. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah, so the challenges and counters are, so our significant challenge was switching entirely to Python for analysis as recommended by our professor. Initially, this caused delays because we had to restart our processing using Python for both data analysis and visualization.
ओए होगी सही होगी क्या?
Yeah, this adjustment impacted our timeline, but we were able to proceed by adopting a proactive approach. So can you go to the next slide? So these are our recent project meetings. We focused on key milestones, including updates on exploratory data analysis and inferential analysis. On September 25th, we reviewed the SharePoint setup as per professor recommendation and discussed ongoing EDA progresses. The following day, we submitted the third weekly stakeholders report. Our multivariant and descriptive analysis contributes were reviewed on October 1st, and we concluded with stakeholders preparation discussion in our latest meetings on October 9th. So each session helped streamline analysis tasks and improve team coordination. Yeah, next slide. So despite limited fundings for the project, our team managed the cost efficiently while maintaining the quality of work. However, this required more effort from the team. We plan to seek additional funding to avoid further strain and ensure the project progresses smoothly. So next slide. So this is the bar chart that compares the budgeted and actual cost for two project phases, planning and design. So the budget cost is significantly higher, especially for planning, indicated a substantial variance between planned budget and the actual expenditure. So the planning phase shows the largest discrepancy with the actual cost and much lower than the budgeted amount, suggested possible savings or cost cutting measures. So the design phase also shows lower actual cost compared to the budget, through the difference is less pronounced, and but it still says much more about our budget. So next slide. And so thank you so much. So this is our project, and we are happy to announce that we are on track and ready to move forward move further in our designing phase. Thank you so much and have a good evening.